And I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top. Keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. The good life. Good life. Oh, good life. Good life. Good life. Good life.
Boom, coming in hot, Chinchy, on a Monday. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Adjustment to daylight savings time around here. Okay, I just haven't fixed all my clocks yet. Do you turn your clocks immediately?
Dude. Well, thank God for the iPhone. It changes on directly, but I just had to do the oven, the microwave.
Everywhere.
You got to hit all the clocks, and then my one oven clock, dude, you hit clock and then it starts beeping, and then you hit the button.
Yes.
Well, dude, if you hold it in, it goes 15, 20, it starts going 15, 30,
yes.
45. And then you're like, oh man, I got to go back. And I don't know if anyone else has that problem, but at least in my oven, that's the problem I'm having.
My biggest, talk about your OCD. In my kitchen, all in one section, I got the microwave ovens there, the regular ovens there, and the toaster ovens there. And I'm going back and forth trying to make sure I get the exact same time on all of them, so one of them's not a minute ahead of the other two. Because when I walk into the kitchen, I look right in, and if I see one of the times is off, I'm like, I gotta go back.
I'm so good.
I'm sitting there like this with my arms spread, like I'm detonating a bomb or something, trying to hit okay at the same time. And then sometimes you hit the okay the wrong way, and all of a sudden you're like, I did it. And it's like, it's AM. It should be PM.
Yeah, it's the worst. Dude, that's the worst. Or the worst is when you set your clock on your phone. I did it the other day for a alarm. And I put it on. I get Jillian up every morning at 7:15. I put 7:15 p.m. So then I get up, then I go into her room at like 7:25, 7:30. She's like, I said 7:15. And meanwhile, I want to be like, get yourself up. You're 13. First off.
Well, she's sleeping, hugging your laptop that is not on your desk. Did this happen again today?
Yeah, it happened again, dude. I come to log in. You're like, hey man, 12:05. Boom, I'm logging on. Perfect. Now, bam, computer fully dead. I go, you got to be kidding me! It's fully dead. So I plugged it in. 10 minutes of my day gone because Jillian is locking in on my. Takes this thing away. It's like I'm like, Jillian, please bring it back and plug it in. So this time she brought it back but didn't plug it in. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, well. Oh well. It's first world problems. I think we got.
Yeah, that's dude. To say the least. To say the least.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into.
Wait. I got one other thing for you.
Oh, I want to hear it.
This weekend, I'm getting married on Saturday.
That's right,
dude. Sarah is like the most organized human I've ever seen in my life, bro. I mean, like running around with a house, like, and I almost feel like, sometimes I don't know if Jess is like cleaner or something. I'm watching like college football and I'm like, I should probably be helping out right now. Like, I mean, so
daily that happens to me.
Yeah. So I'm like, but Sarah's like the best at like, seriously, like if she wants me to go off the couch, she'll let me know. But so she's really like moving things, cleaning up, and she's actually okay with it. But I'm not okay with it. I'm stirring inside. Like and she's like, hey, you're okay over there. Don't, everything's fine. But she really means it. But then I pop up. I'm like, God, it's just, all right, let's go to storage. Let's do this. So I was running around yesterday, and then I don't think you should do this in a relationship. And then last night we're going to bed. I'm like, I start rattling off just want to let you know, I cleaned I cleaned the garage area. I let her know everything that I did that she didn't see, just so she didn't think I was some schlub.
I do that too. I do that too. But the problem is, what happens after that is then the next morning, what mine will do, is she'll go walk around seeing how I did, if I did a good job or not. Like, you didn't clean the bathroom. You tidied up the bathroom. That's what I'll hear sometimes. And I'm like, it's my form of cleaning. I do the best I can.
I would say there's many different ways to skin a cat.
Yeah.
If you want it done exactly your way, you might want to do it. Because
I'm not allowed to do the laundry. I'm not allowed.
Are you serious?
Yeah. This is the fear factor of some.
I'm not allowed either, bro. And as soon as I said I wasn't allowed, I was like, that sounds great.
Yeah, guilty for a minute. Same thing with the dishes. I've had to be taught how to do the dishes correctly.
That's so funny, dude. I love it. I do the dishes every morning. That's that one thing. I lock that in.
I like doing the dishes, but you know,
Sarah doesn't like unloading the dishwasher. She'll load it, but she doesn't like to unload it.
oh, see, I like unloading too. But then all of a sudden, like 2 days later, she would be like, "Where's that pot?" Whatever, and I'm like, "I put it in that one compartment." She's like, "That's not where it goes."
I love it, dude. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't, Chinch. So
Exactly.
good.
Nice. All right. We got some news. We do have some news going on around the league, even though the season's over. Let's start because you know, you like know this topic better than most people. The Mets manager is down to two guys, Mendoza and Counsell. Now you know Mendoza really
Yeah.
well.
Well, dude, they're obviously both great candidates. But for me, Carlos Mendoza, watching him, I remember, getting in the dugout with Mendoza right away, watching how him and Booney interacted because he's the bench coach with the Yankees. And I remember telling Booney, like, I think after the third day I was there, I go, that guy's going to be a great manager. Like, not knowing really anything about Carlos Mendoza, I just watch him and how he is with the players, how he prepares. He runs our meetings, for the every beginning of every series, he runs a meeting with, everything that's going on. But just him being on top of things, I'm like, Carlos Mendoza is going to be an unbelievable manager. Now getting to know him for those few months, there's no doubt about it. So obviously his name's been thrown out with the Guardians and the Mets, I believe, and one other team.
He's a hot name. He's a hot name out there.
Yeah, he's a hot name, and rightfully so. So I hope. Listen, bottom line is, I hope Carlos Mendoza gets a managerial job because he deserves it, dude. His story's great. His pedigree for being a great coach in the big leagues is great. He's managed in the minors, all that stuff. So I hope, whatever happens, I hope Carlos Mendoza lands one of these jobs.
Yeah, that's great. And you know what? I'm not concerned about Counsell. He's going to get a job.
We already know what Craig Counsell can do. He's one of the best in the business.
Yeah, he has a different perspective because he might actually almost probably have more of a decision in where he goes than most guys who are out there right now. Like he's hot. Come on, super.
Well, I think too, David Stearns, who was with the Brewers, I think that's why Counsell obviously is a big name there because, and also too, Counsell's talking about, he's going to get some good money, dude. Good for him. So to set the bar a little higher for managers out there, because if you go look at the manager's salary throughout the league, it's not as big as you think, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a big deal. No, not a lot of people know that. I have family who's like, I told them, everybody thinks it's almost like you see a sports center anchor one time. You're like, wow, that guy's on TV. Whatever, he must be making $2 million a year. That's not the case, man. You got to start somewhere. And whatever, a lot of these coaches, they're not getting paid. They're not getting paid a lot of money until they have like the Counsell resume. You know what I'm saying?
The big league coaches do not get paid a lot of money. Let me just put it to you that way.
Yeah, crazy, unbelievable. All right, let's move on to another thing near and dear to your heart. Is the Cincinnati Reds made the announcement that Joey Votto does not fit in their plans. They love him, obviously said all the greatest things. They want him, celebrate him.
Right.
But pretty much Votto's career in Cincinnati is over. So start with just like your take on Joey Votto and how you feel about him. You know him so well as being.
Well, dude, Joey Votto, 17 years, I believe, with the Reds. I remember my first Joey Votto encounter, 2005. It's my last year with I didn't know it was my last year. It was my last year. I'm in the dugout, and I'm it's spring training, so I've had my 2 at bats. I'm coming out in the 5th, and we're switching, and Votto's there on the bench, and he's taking over for me. And I remember it was a doubleheader that day, and I remember Votto going, "Oh man, I'm gonna have to play half of this game and the next game of the doubleheader." And I remember saying, "Dude, you're 20, whatever he was, 20 years old. You're 20 years old, bro. You got a chance to showcase your talent here for the next, whatever, couple hours while I was gonna get ready to go get my lift in." So that was my first encounter with Joey, man. And then as he came up, you saw what a star he was. He's a generational player, dude. He's one of the best players in this generation of baseball, not just the Cincinnati Reds. Obviously, on the brink of Cooperstown. Will his numbers get him in? Man, he's right there. I think he's probably going to be a Hall of Famer. And this is always an interesting thing, Chinch, as guys that have played as long as Votto's played, 17 years. I remember with Barry Larkin towards the end too. They were like, we're not going to sign you back for, I think it was, he wanted to play one more year. I personally feel like if you're a guy like Barry Larkin or Joey Votto or Jeff Bagwell or Derek Jeter or, these guys that doesn't happen with Clayton Kershaw. If Clayton Kershaw wants to come back to the Dodgers after shoulder surgery for the next 3 years, he should come back for the next 3 years. That's just my opinion. I think for a guy that gets that far into his career at 17 years with the same club, I don't know if he's going to start or not, but he should be able to dictate the terms at that point. The respect to be like, you want to play one more year? Okay, not 3. I get it. You want to play one more year? We'll do it. So kudos to Joey Votto, to the Cincinnati fan base. They love him there, which they should. He's one of the, he's going to be obviously a Cincinnati Reds Hall of Famer, no doubt, maybe Cooperstown. But Joey, congrats, dude, for that unbelievable run, for the memories you've given all those Reds fans, for what you meant in the community, for all the people that you gave back to, for all the things you've done for the Cincinnati Reds organization. I want to say thanks, and I'm sure all those fans want to say thanks. He did a great video to them, too. He's a classy guy. I'd like to see him end with the Reds. It's going to be weird seeing Joey Votto in another uniform. So if it was me, I'd whatever Joey Votto wanted, if I'm with the Reds, you want to go one more year? You got it.
I like that. I would see 2 things out of this. One, he retires. The other, I don't know. It would be kind of so cool to see him on the Blue Jays, even if it's not in a full-time capacity. He could go back up to Canada and be up there. And, hey, you're not getting I don't care if he's like a 250 hitter now. He's still Joey Votto. If he's playing 60 starts and then in the 8th inning you need a huge bat and the righty pitcher's coming, yep. What do you want? Who do you want at the plate? I don't care how old he is. I don't care when he's 50. I bet he could get a hit in a tough situation. The second thing I'll say, I think he will make a phenomenal analyst if and when he retires, because few things. One, he has a very unique personality, but he is funny, but he's a very unique personality, not like a lot of other people you see. Secondly, he has a unique kind of perspective, especially on hitting. You've talked hitting with him. He's had different stages of his hitting career. And thirdly, I just think he's just a funky dude that I will want to hear his opinion, whether I agree with it or not, down the road. So he's got a future. He's also probably got $200 million in the bank. So not really too concerned with how his second part of his life is going to go.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But
he'll be able to do whatever he wants to do. But you're right, man. When you talk hitting with Joey Votto, man, he is a master. He's a master at his swing. He's a master at understanding how the body works. So he would be an incredible analyst. I'm sure he's going to do something, dude.
Gotta do something. He can't sit around.
Yeah, but he's got one more year. And I also believe, too, look at a guy like Brandon Belt. Brandon Belt goes to the Blue Jays. All of a sudden, DHs. Dude, he had an 851 OPS. He had a great year. What if Votto goes to ends up going to another club, maybe like the Blue Jays or something, DHs. He still has some thunder in there, dude. He still has some juice. He can still hit. So, and also, dude, he came back from a shoulder surgery last year, I believe, which is not easy to do. So he'll have almost a full year under his belt. A team could be swooping in and might be grabbing Joey Votto on the uptick to maybe get another good year or two.
There you go. All right. Well, so we wish him well. All right. Now we're gonna dive in all week to the whole free agency, because it is a very exciting time for free agency.
Yeah.
Here. I mean, obviously, the biggest thing out there is Ohtani. It's so wacky now because he's not going to really pitch this year, right? So
right.
You're not getting double whammy Ohtani in your first year, but you still got to sign him to a lot of money, whatever. I pose a question to you, okay? Now, Ohtani only made but he made $30 million last year, okay?
Right.
You're the Angels and you can't re-sign him. That means, arguably, you have to replace the best hitter in your lineup, and you have to replace 75% because he didn't pitch every 5 days, but you have to replace the best pitcher in your lineup. $30 million is not getting you filling those two blanks. Okay, so I brought this up to you before the show, and you're thinking hard about it. I can see the wheels turning.
Yeah.
Would this not be the right time, if you can't sign Ohtani, to trade Mike Trout?
Wow. Well, Chinch, what is it? They have 7 more years, right, on a deal with Trout. Obviously, Trout's still one of the best players in baseball.
He's signed through his 2030 season at 36 million change a year.
Okay. And how old will he be at the end of that?
At the very end, in his last season, he will be 38 years old. But he's built different.
38.
It's not like
Yeah. Well, you know what? If you're the Angels, you have to decide what you want to do. I mean, if obviously, if you don't bring back Ohtani in the free agency, you might want to think about because you need to get something back for Trout. I mean, he's one of the best players in the game right now, so his value is still so high. So you'd have to think if you did trade Mike Trout, obviously he would have to approve it first because he has a no trade clause. But if you did and he did approve it, you have to think you're going to get a big haul back. You're going to get top prospects. You're going to get some big league ready guys. You're going to get a lot back from Mike Trout because that's what he's going to, bring back in a deal. So, man, if I'm the Angels, I think you missed out big on, looking back, not moving Ohtani at the deadline because now you got nothing. If they don't bring him back, you got nothing to show for it. And they did go for it. Kudos for them for trying to, make the deals they did for Crone and Grichuk and Giolito and a couple other guys, but that didn't work out. And what really didn't work out is you let Ohtani walk and didn't get anything back for him. So that's a big blow. So do you let Mike Trout, continue to, go for the next few years and then on the back end of his career, it doesn't have the productivity, or now with Trout still being in his, prime year, still one of the best, a little past his prime a little bit, but still one of the best players in the game, no doubt about it. Do you start rebuilding and get that big haul back from Mike Trout?
Good question. I'm going to flip it the other way. I'm Mike Trout. You're Mike Trout.
Right.
Here's 3 options you could do right off the bat. Ready? You want to go play in the outfield next to Mookie Betts? You can go do that. You want to go play in the outfield next to what is the name? Oh, Aaron Judge.
Right.
You do that if you want it. You want to go to your hometown in Philly and go play with your boy Bryce Harper, who came up at the exact same point. And all 3 of those teams with you on their team will be World Series contenders. It's amazing how loyal. It's what Mike Trout is. Mike Trout has never gotten into trouble. He's never done anything wrong. He's always been a great teammate. Everybody loves him. And he hasn't said, he hasn't ruffled the feathers of this organization that has not given him the roster behind him to be a champion in years. They went for it with Pujols, but I don't know if that was the right decision even at the time to get Pujols. But it's fine. But if I'm Mike Trout, maybe I want to get out of there. I want to win a championship. Don't forget, he felt championship baseball in a WBC last year.
Yeah.
And that was probably the biggest taste he ever had for that stage. And you got to, that's addicting, right? Addictive. Right?
Yeah. Dude, at this stage of your career, I think one thing about Trout, though, he seems like a very loyal guy. So Artie Moreno's really taking care of Trout with financially the monies, but obviously Trout's put up the numbers. But if I'm Mike Trout at this stage of my career, those first few years, you're trying to get to arbitration, you're trying to get a multi-year deal, you made your money. When you start getting to the middle of the back end of your career, you want to win. You want to win. So I think for all of us in baseball too, we want to see Mike Trout in the postseason. We want to see Mike Trout in the World Series. We want to see his abilities on display in the postseason. So if I'm Mike Trout too, hey, listen, maybe that's not such a bad thing if the Angels aren't going to win in the next few years, get to a team right now that can win.
Yeah, and one last thing on that front, he has been banged up the last 4 years. Take the pandemic away, but last 3 years he played 36 games in 2021, 119 in 2022, and then 82 in 2023. He gets beat up a little bit. If he doesn't have to be literally put an entire franchise on his back, maybe he does have a different schedule where, okay, here's our schedule this year. We're going to try to get you to about 145, 150 games. We're picking and choosing your spots to extend your career and not have to have you play 162 games for our team to make it to the playoffs.
Right.
Because I think a lot of his injuries are actually overexerting himself, making diving attempts, and trying to make that throw in a big spot when you're constantly within 4 or 5 games of making the playoffs and then you drop off. It's tough. Right. I don't know. It's just my thought. Whatever.
Love it.
You love it. Okay. All right. Another guy you love.
I do. I love it.
I don't want to say he's Mike Trout like, but he's come back from and looks more towards the guy that we have seen in the beginning part of his career. Bellinger's out there, dude. You loved Bellinger last year. Shoot, you loved Bellinger when he was in his worst stuff with all of his pains in his shoulders and his arms and stuff. And you always have faith in him. You like this guy, and you want people to look at him this offseason.
Well, I think one thing about Bellinger is obviously is this a buyer beware too, as far as, what are you getting? Are you going to get the MVP Bellinger, the injured Bellinger, or the guy that came back looking like an MVP again? I think you're getting more towards more of the MVP Bellinger. I think just watching him play this past year with the Cubs, he was hitting for power again. He was stealing bases. He was playing great defense. He was doing the things that we were used to seeing Bellinger do, especially for those years where he won the MVP with the Dodgers. So good for Bellinger for getting back. I think he's healthy. I think that shoulder injury is behind him, and I think his best years are ahead of him. So I think whoever signs Bellinger is going to get a nice player.
I agree. All right, how about this? He improved between 2022 and 2023. His batting average by nearly 100 points. His on-base percentage by nearly 100 points. This is a Sean Casey statistic. Strikeouts went from 150 to 87.
Wow. Cut him in half.
Yes, with
Almost.
six more plate appearances than he had last year. So
wow.
You're getting a guy who has certainly figured out how to be a baseball player also.
Well, I think one thing most people need to realize, if you put the ball in play 70 times more, good things are going to happen. I don't care. I mean, I can't tell you how many 2-strike home runs I hit or 2-strike doubles, big hits. A lot of times we're swinging for the downs and you're 1, 2, 3, you're out of there. Dude, if you put the ball in play and you put it in play, even if you bloop one or you hit it hard or a soft liner, you're going to get hits and your production is going to go through the roof. Just put it in play.
How's this? You want to talk about putting it in play? How about 12 sacrifice hits this year led the league?
Wow.
Sacrifice hits. That's 12 strikeouts. That's 12 to 25 more RBIs probably.
Yeah.
Sacrifice on it.
Yeah. Huge.
Probably flyouts, I would guess. I didn't break down the breakdown. But anyway, so there you go. All right. So we like him. Go look for him if you're a team. Or Cubs. Sign him back, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing. All right. Last one here for today. This is the next wave, the next rage. Yamamoto officially coming to the big bad major leagues. You've been paying attention to him. You kind of have a little thing for Yamamoto here. What do you like?
I remember at the end of the year, when I was with the Yankees, Brian Cashman, I was like, hey, what are you doing today, Cash? I remember how that, and he was like, hey, I'm heading over to Japan. I was like, today? He goes, yeah, I'm going to watch Yamamoto pitch. And Yamamoto threw a no-hitter when Cash was there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a great
Oh,
story.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, this guy's the real deal, Chinch. He really is. And you look at I pulled up some of his numbers. Yamamoto's won basically the Cy Young Award, the Sawamura Award, which is the Cy Young, for 3 straight years in a row over in Japan. Over that span, he owns a 1.44 ERA. And here's the stat. He has more than 5 times as many strikeouts as walks, dude.
Oh, my goodness. 580
strikeouts to 110 walks in 550 innings pitched. Throws a high 90s fastball, wipeout splitter, and a high arcing curveball. This guy I think he's 25 years old too. So you're getting a guy in his absolute prime coming in here. And we've seen what Ohtani's done, and also Senga out there with the Mets. And the history of Japanese pitchers when they come over here, they do really well. So especially a guy that throws an upper 90s fastball, that's going to be a huge get for somebody that, Yamamoto is probably the number two free agent behind Ohtani.
Dude, he's for 3 straight years, he's won the pitching triple crown. Isn't that crazy?
That's incredible.
Wait,
yeah, this guy's special. This guy's special. It's not just, the guys come over to it. No. The best pitcher, maybe one of the best pitchers in the world, is coming to Major League Baseball.
And coming at 25, not like back in the day where we would get these guys over here at 30, 31. It's just the way the game has changed.
Right.
Come on. Dude, can you tell one more time? You've told this before, but I love hearing when you say what it looks like when they throw batting practice in
Dude, 2008, I opened up when I was with the Red Sox. We opened up the season in Japan in the the Tokyo Dome playing the Giants over there, and dude, it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Their batting practice is so different. They have a right-handed pitcher and a left-handed pitcher throwing to two batters at the same time. There were balls flying everywhere, dude. It was incredible. There was balls everywhere, but they're so like disciplined and conditioned. It was just, if the Americans tried to do that, like, I mean, over here, the way we do it, it just wouldn't work. That they're so conditioned on how to do it. It was incredible. Left-hander, right-hander throwing at the same time to two batters, and they were making it work. And those BP pitchers, curveballs, changeups, fastballs, not just fastballs. Yeah.
Holy cow. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was incredible. And the fans there, dude, it's like a soccer, an international soccer game. You know what I mean?
Chanting.
They're singing, chanting. They got the boom sticks out, those things you hit together, the whole game. They're singing songs for every guy. It was incredible. It was an experience.
I love it. The only thing I don't like in any of those things is that Vuvuzela thing. Remember the Vuvuzelas? It was like the big horn which just goes, and you would hear that for the first, I don't know.
Where was that?
That was the WBC. Some of the teams that come from big time soccer.
Oh, bring out the horns.
They bring out those horns. They're like, the Ricola commercial for like a half.
Ricola.
Yeah. Oh, that's a pull for me. All right. So that does it for today. We got a lot going on this week. First of all, we're hoping later in the week to have our dear friend Lauren Shahadi join the program.
Yes.
That will be exciting.
Well, she said she's coming on, which is huge. One of my favorite human beings on the planet, and you'll see why too when we have her on. She is the coolest girl ever. So incredible what she does too. One of the best out there. For all the things she does for MLB Network, for TBS, all the places that Shahadi. I feel like Shahadi's everywhere now. Dude, yeah, she works for NCAA basketball, right? She's all over the place, and and rightfully so. She's one of the best in the industry. So we're looking forward to having her on. Shahad, thanks for coming on, and that's going to be a great episode. And also a great episode too. Chinchy, last Friday had Brian Johnson on his book Arte. If you haven't got this book, it's not out yet. I got a copy early, but I believe it comes out November 14th. Go get this book, Arte by Brian Johnson. You can pre-order it on Amazon or wherever you get your books, Barnes and Noble or whatever, and just listen to that episode, because if you want a good episode on just taking life to another level, check it out.
Yeah, I mean, you better have a pre-ordered version there, because you wrote a blurb in that puppy, didn't you?
That's right. I'm in there. He actually quoted me. All
right. You get a free copy early.
Yeah, exactly. Your copy's coming, Chinch.
Yeah, no, it is. It actually is. They told me the other day. I'm excited. Yeah. I can't wait to read it. By the way, that's not like when Brian Kenny's last book came out. Some people would walk up to his desk and be like, "Hey, can you get me a copy?" And he'd be like, "Yep, Amazon, go buy it."
Is that what he said?
And that his agents, he's like, one of the most fast, hard rules from his agent was like, make everybody pay. Nobody gets a free. You want to be a New York Times bestseller? Everybody's paying.
Oh my God.
I bought it and I had to give him my copy to sign for me.
So good. That's so good, dude. So Brian sent me these because when my last day with the Yankees in the last hitters meeting, I passed them out to every player. Just to say, because Arte, or Arte means, it was like the highest compliment you could give it back with the Stoics. The highest compliment you could give somebody is, "Hey man, that guy lives with Arte." Greatness. And Brian likes to interpret it as being the best version of yourself, moment by moment by moment throughout the day. So I love that. Arte, man, that guy lives with Arte. Greatness. He's the best version of himself, moment by moment by moment, every day until he hits the pillow, wakes up again, he does it again. He lives with Arte. So it's a great title to a book. Like I said, Brian has it tattooed on his forearm, pressuring me all the time to get a tattoo of Arte on my forearm. So maybe I'll have one at some point too. So who knows? Brandon Geyer and Brian and I always share our sleep scores every day on the Oura Ring, and Geyer and Brian Johnson both have Arte on their forearms. They're like, "When are you gonna get your Arte tattoo?"
Just get like a bunch of like the henna ones, and you can whenever you go out, you can have it on and you can wash it off. And you don't make a full commitment to a tattoo. You don't have
perfect. Yeah.
You have
No,
no-
I don't have tattoos. You do, don't you? You have a tattoo.
I got tons of tattoos.
It says like Chinch on your shoulder with a baseball.
Boy, it's Chinch baseball. No, it doesn't. I got a lion on my arm. I got a cool.
Let me see that. Let me see the line, Chinch.
Never seen this?
Oh, I like that, bro. I like that.
You never noticed that? I guess I never really had my shirt off.
like that.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That was a good luck charm. My mom got sick like 20 years ago. She was like lions and elephants were her like good luck charm. So I was really worried, and I was like, screw this. I'm gonna get a little lion tattoo. I was gonna get it this big, and the guy made it this big. I'm like,
I like it though, dude.
hey, she lived
Dude, and your wrist.
2 more years. The wrist. This was, I'll tell you this when we cook. This was, I had like a Tiffany bracelet kind of thing. You see the new ones? My grandfather got me, and somebody stole it. They stole it out of like my locker or something once.
What?
So I got that tattooed. This was from my grandfather. I have a bunch. I'm not gonna take my shirt off here, but one of my big cancer scars here.
Yeah.
With a bunch of waves. It's like so the scar just looks like kind of like the ocean right now, and it's just right.
That's cool. That's cool.
Got my lucky
dude.
number on the back of the arm, number 4. And then back here, I got this was the dumb 18-year-old one. It's like the Dave Matthews Fire Dancer thing. I was 18 years old, I was in college. My friend's buddies, my friend's uncle came and gave us all free tattoos. So.
Perfect.
That one might need a little replacement. I'm a big Dave Matthews fan. But anyway, all right, that's it.
Dude, I'm too hairy. Like I got like hair all over my body. I'm always like, I'm gonna waste money, and it's gonna be like you can't see it. It'll be like behind the bushes, you know.
No, you should make like a little section where you can actually make the hair be like hair for like a little face or something. I'll work on this for all right,
man, Chinchy.
Keep planning on our wedding, man. Don't leave any stones unturned here, right?
I won't, dude. I won't, man. Hey, listen. I won't. I know Sarah won't, which is good. It's more about her not leaving any stones unturned than me. I'm like, what time do I got to be there? You know what I mean? So, all right, brother. I love you, man. Hey, thanks for everybody listening. We'll see you guys tomorrow.